was no collusion.
No collusion.
No collusion.
There is absolutely no collusion.
There's no collusion.
The fact is there is no collusion.
No collusion.
There's no collusion. This is a investigation where many, many millions of dollars has been spent, and there's no collusion.
Well, here's the president the last 2 years saying no collusion, no corruption, a compilation that he just tweeted out. We've posted it to newswars.com. Then I've got big breaking news and more of the Attorney General's press conference. Here it is.
I do have the right to fight back, and I'm fighting back not for me. I'm fighting back for the people of this country.
No collusion.
There was no collusion.
No collusion.
No collusion.
There is absolutely no collusion.
There's no collusion.
The fact is there is no collusion.
No collusion.
There's no collusion. This is a investigation where many, many millions of dollars has been spent, and there's no collusion.
This is a win for this president who, for now 2 years, has essentially been screaming there was no Russia collusion. He is backed up by Mueller.
Maybe every time he said no collusion, like more than 231 times so far, maybe every time he said no collusion, he was telling the truth.
This was an illegal takedown that failed. And hopefully somebody's going to look at the other side.
Now, there's a huge story up on Infowars.com by Kit Daniels. It's also on newswars.com. Trump never used executive privilege to redact from Mueller report, Barr says. But the Democrats and the FBI and the Justice Department, they all wanted large parts redacted. But in public, the Democrats are saying release the whole thing, knowing that the whole thing shows the criminal activity they were engaged in, demanding that all of this federal money be transferred over to groups to cook up all these lies about Trump. And now they've been demanding it all be released when it'll bring them down. Here's a clip.
Consistent with longstanding executive branch practice, the decision whether to assert executive privilege over any portion of the report rested with the President of the United States. Because the White House had voluntarily cooperated with the special counsel, significant portions of the report contained material over which the President could have asserted privilege. And he would have been well within his rights to do so. Following my March 29th letter, the Office of the White House Counsel requested the opportunity to review the redacted version of the report in order to advise the President on the potential invocation of privilege, which is consistent with longstanding practice. Following that review, the President confirmed that in the interest of transparency and full disclosure to the American people, he would not assert privilege over the special counsel's report. Accordingly, the public report I am releasing today contains redactions only for the 4 categories that I previously outlined, and no material has been redacted based on executive privilege. In addition, earlier this week, the President's personal counsel requested and was given the opportunity to read a final version of the redacted report before it was publicly released. That request was consistent with the practice followed under the Ethics in Government Act, which permitted individuals named in a report prepared by an independent counsel the opportunity to read the report before publication. The President's personal lawyers were not permitted to make and did not request any redactions.
So what's the takeaway from this? The corporate media, the establishment leftist media, reported 96% negative against the president, 100% negative against me, 100% negative against people like Sean Hannity that supported the president and laid out all this. They tried to remove Tucker Carlson off air. And all I'm saying to the listeners is, those of us that have told the truth throughout this, that have represented the truth, that have been proven right and vindicated, we're torn up pretty bad. Fox News is in a move to turn into a leftist group. I can tell you from the highest levels that Sean Hannity's called in and chewed out and yelled at for defending the president. I can tell you other people have been basically threatened with firing if they don't toe the line. I can tell you Laura Ingram's hanging on by her fingernails. And You see them stacking an audience pro-Bernie Sanders at Fox News for a fake town hall. You see them hiring Donna Brazile, who helped rig debates for the Democrats. The deal's been made. They're still planning to take Trump out. I just want listeners to understand something. Your support and you spreading the word and all you've done is the reason this is happening. Like the president just said in that clip, I'm not fighting for me only, I'm fighting for you. And why did Trump tell you that? He could have rolled over to them once he was president-elect any time, and the power structure would have left him alone. He hasn't done that. And he's doing it for everybody, and so am I. But not because I'm a hero. The globalists are evil. They're anti-human. They're anti-God. They want to conquer this country. They want to break up our families. They're bad people. You can't run a white flag up to those guys. But you think about the corporate media. The big takeaway here is they lied about Trump, said he couldn't win the election. Then they said he was a Russian agent. They got caught in that. They've been caught in all these other things they did to Judge Kavanaugh, now Justice Kavanaugh. They create frauds. It's what they do. And I'm telling you, you can't underestimate people like Ron Rosenstein. Roll some of the video behind me, and just how disingenuous and criminal he is while he sits there like a possum that got caught in your backyard eating a big old pile of dog crap. And you walk outside at night, it's sitting over that pile of dog crap with it all over its face. I mean, that is a piece of garbage right there. And he's been caught. He lied to Congress and said he wasn't part of the coup. Then it turns out he was part of the 25th Amendment coup, and it was a serious coup. And now you've got Brennan and Clapper and all the usual suspects saying, well, okay, we did spy, but under orders from the president, we have executive privilege. Whew, man, why are those guys walking around? They personally try to destroy my life and so many other people's. And they're all anti-American filth that have covered up for the real sellout of this country. Globalist equals traitor. Globalist equals collusion. Globalism equals the death of your country. And the fact that we think it's a win, that we've proven this is a fraud, and we've proven that they created a fake dossier with taxpayer money, yeah, it's a win. But it's a loss if we don't push it all the way, because these crazy people are on TV telling us America shouldn't exist, American flags are bad, our military's bad, that we suck. That's what enemies do when they're in charge and are brainwashing you. If the mainstream media had full control, we'd be one giant re-education camp. But the good news is they got their own cult members to tune in for 2 years. The ratings for mainstream media were down over 90% in the last 20 years. They had a dead cat bounce. They went up 10%. So they were only about down 80%. They called that a boom in ratings. And now they're plunging down to about 5% of what they were. So they've lost 3/4 of the viewers they had, even though they were down 80%. They're done. It's over. If we make it be over and just put placards out on your house or on your car or whatever. MSM is the enemy. Democratic Party is the enemy. Democrats didn't used to be the enemy. There's still some Democrats that are good people that are just brainwashed. But the lockstep Democrat, from mid-level to the top, are a globalist cult sworn to conquer the nation. Because if they conquer the country that has the technology and has the weapons, they want global domination. As Hitler said, today Germany, tomorrow the world. Well, listen, you bug-eyed control freak leftist. You Antifa professors, you professors, caught trying to burn down St. Patty's Cathedral in New York. You're not getting what you want. You thought America was weak. No, America was asleep, Jack. It's not so asleep now. But I want America to get up and get fired up and really do something political, and because we've got to rout these people. Democrats and globalists are cancer, just like radical Islam.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
DNA Force Plus, our most advanced formula yet. DNA Force Plus is focused on overhauling your body's cellular engines and supporting your optimal energy levels while adapting your body to handle the daily bombardment of toxins. DNA Force Plus contains a combination of the best adaptogens on the market to help your body adapt and bend, not break. Hand-picked adaptogen herbs help protect your body on a cellular level. It's time to try the newest version of one of our most powerful formulas yet with DNA Force Plus. Available at InfoWarsLife.com today.